Blue or white? Oh my goodness. He greets his fathers with his hands out. A new Gruul alchemy? I don't know, I have to look. He greets his fathers with his hands out. Rehabilitated slightly, but glad to be the man in this child. Been out of jail for 7 years. Oh, the Ragavan guy, right? Yeah. Eh. All he had was his mother's letters. You control this there. Exile top card. Just an artifact. If it's a permanent. Wait. Non-land permanent. Why can't you turn lands into artifacts? Oh, I guess he doesn't treat them like that. Whenever a creature you control... So it's just Ragavan. It's like a super Ragavan. But you have to cast the card on the same turn you steal it. So you cast this, and then you hit him, and nothing happens. Why does he even have haste? You cast it turn 3. You swing. And then what? You steal something random? I don't know. I don't like these. This feels like the new Elf Fairy Commander, except you have to, like, hit your opponent instead of, like, play cards. So... I don't know. It's like, oh, well, what are you doing with a bunch of mana after? Like, alright, you've successfully hit your opponent, and then you steal some cards, but you can't play them because you just tapped out to cast this. So next turn, you might steal something good, and then you maybe sacrifice it by tapping your attacker so it can't steal anything again. It has to tap to steal it. And then you have 3 more mana than last time to cast what? A card that did not help you do this in the first place? Like you're gonna cast Ulamog in your red-green beatdown deck? What are you doing with all that mana? This is asking for way too much. Actually, I played against this, and what it did... yeah, I played against it, I think, once. And it just tried to steal random things, but all it was a red-green aggro deck. And it just like, I don't know what we're doing. It doesn't even help cast itself with the mana. Perpetually becomes a non-land. It would be nice if it kept... If you could just... Wait. You may... Yeah. If the artifact itself could sacrifice itself, that would be really nice. But this thing has to tap to sack it. That's a weird one. It's an alchemy card. I'm surprised they don't have, like... The stolen card perpetually has sack add 3. That's a weird one. I've already read that one. No, I think I'm going to play the blue-black fairy one right now. I don't think I'm going to play the Gruul one. Nor am I going to play the, this thing. There's not enough hybrid cards in the game, unfortunately, for this. It's hard to play this. What is that rattling noise? And what is this one? What is that noise? Something like tapping the wall or something? I love how the scam Twitch bots. I mean, I complain about them all the time, but like they'll uh, they'll say something and then they'll just leave. Like, well, don't you want to stick around and talk more? I was like, what? You're not doing a very good job. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this thing. It could be rabbis. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, this is kind of like Niv Mizzet on steroids, but if we ever get a bunch of really good hybrid cards, this might just like be better than Niv Mizzet. But I don't think it is currently. There's not nearly enough hybrid cards in the game to make this function. I don't think I've even ever played against this. I'm sure people have like looked at what's available. Well, something to pay attention to because the more cards that come out, the scarier it gets. Probably scales pretty slowly though, because they have to be like ideal hybrid cards. You can't just be like Titanic Growth, +8/+8, instead of +4/4. You gotta like better. Oh, it has protection from monocolored, so I guess a 5/5 that's annoying to deal. Oh, but there's Sliver Overlord, right? It's a 5/5 indestructible. You know what? I don't think I've ever seen Sliver Overlord in the command zone. Is it a legendary? I don't know. Any hoodles. It's a blue-black flash, and then you can play the top card if it's a fairy or instant, and other fairies have flash. So it's like the Aang, the blue-white Aang, except it's not Aang. The Mana Rock has flash, right? The Changeling Mana Rock has flash. Methinks. The tunnel in New York City. Everyone thought it was crazy. Here he ruined his walls. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I need Echoing Cavern. I guess. It is an instant ability. Okay. Sure. What does this one do? Wait a minute. You know what? This does look familiar. Whoa, it opened up like a weird window. Yeah, I did hear about this. That's funny. I did hear about this. Or rather, I saw pictures of it. Yeah. That's funny. It takes me back a whole 2 years. Takes me back. Those are the days. What was I doing? Oh yeah, swing magic. I guess. You know what, microphone? Why don't you just move? I'm tired of trying to type and the microphone wires goes right over this stupid thing. So like those, and that's it. You know what? This is a removal spell with flash. You flash this puppy in and boom, you get him good. I don't really know why I would do that. Actually, you know what? It's okay to do because you can cast. Yeah, you can cast the top of your deck, right? If it's like better than. Well, a lot of removal is already an instant, so. You know what card I just found out exists, and for some reasons, like 20 cents, is Portcullis. I don't know why. I was looking at Ward of Bones. I'm like, alright. Because I have a Ward of Bones, and it went up by like $1 bajillion. But then there's also Portcullis, which I kind of just like more, and it's like $1. Magic is weird. Oh, Mystical Tutor works too, because we can put it on top with our commander and then cast it. Ponder Preordained set up the top of the deck. Peak is a card. Okay, let's look at fairies first. I can spell it, right? I did it. Yeah, I told you I could spell it. Broodhorde? Broodhorde's not a fairy. Yeah, Portcullis. It's like a 4-mana artifact that has like 1 printing. It just O-rings the entire board. In Commander. Well, it starts to O-ring the entire board after it's in play. It's just an infinitely increasing stacking O-ring. Wow, there's not a lot of fairies, huh? I didn't think... Well, this is a fairy. Is this a good fairy, though? Not really. I guess you could cast both sides and have it maybe matter. Ward of Bones is the expensive version. Well, the now expensive version. Draw your second card? I don't know if I do that. It doesn't have flash, I guess. I was about to say, isn't there a different art of this? Yeah, this has already existed. Do we have, I guess click is fine. I have seen Mistbind Click played. I guess I could champion a fairy. But okay, wait. You have to do that. Okay. Man, this has, it just, I mean, it already has flash. know what Bitter Blossom is doing, and this is Rogues. Yeah, I don't think there's a real reason to play these. Rankle's interesting at instant speed. What about you? Draw a card, discard. It doesn't. Man, there's like no fairies. Pay X to make castles. Pay X when you do. Also, it's like a Snapcaster Mage. You may pay X when you do cast target instant or sorcery. It's literally Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Didn't know that existed. That one's fine. You may pay 1 life if you do draw a card. Well, that's ideal. Between 1 and 10. Which was the number you lose 2 life and draw. Sure. Imitation game. When this enters, something is a 4/1 or something is swapped. Eh. Oh, Brazen Bar, I guess, is fine. Been hooked on movie trivia. Your second card each turn. I feel like I don't do that. I feel like I don't draw 2 cards a turn. It's not the vibe. All right, so I don't think I'm playing Sprite. I'm really just playing this because it has flash, and that's so funny. A flashing mana rock is just absolutely hilarious. All right, that's kind of it for the fairies, I feel. I'm not going to play these. They don't really do anything. Okay. Instance. I love how Goat's just floating on an island surrounded by bots. Twitch is so stupid. Oh, poor Goat. You have to migrate to YouTube. Keep up with the class, my friend. Elvira? No. And no. I guess it would make Bitter Blossom worth it. We both lose a life, yay. Make disappear is kind of interesting with actual creatures. Kind of. I don't think I like negate. Remand is fine. Negate's probably okay. Tail's End. I have to have a win condition. I don't feel like I have one. Other than, like, my opponent's over it because I cast 4 counter spells. Flare is good. Actually, the black flare is good as well. If I remember. Subtlety is good. Grief is probably better, but I don't have black cards. I can kind of see why no one plays this commander now. Oh, we can play Glenalendra's Answer, I guess. Maybe. It is a 4-mana counterspell in a format where Llanowar Elves is the best card, and you can't cast a 4-mana counterspell on Llanowar Elves. Time Stop is an instant. Ooh. I mean, now we're just reaching. Discover the Formula? What is this one? Non-land permanent you control becomes a copy of target. Oh, no, that's not. That ain't it. I like Into the Story, so I'm going to put it in here. I'm still on that. Commandeer is possible. Is Dark Ritual doing anything? Not quite. Subject to change. I guess Curiosity is a good win condition. It's easy to play as well. I think I'm going to try Dark Ritual. Entomb? Any good flashback stuff? I can't think of any. Village Rites? No. What is without a bunch of mana the Hoarding Broodlord combo? Sacrifice, Saw in Half, Hoarding Broodlord, and then what? I don't actually know. I can't think of anything. I guess Murderous Rider is an instant. I think the Black Flare is fine. Drown. This is an instant? Oh, the 5-mana one is. What does this do? Negate. Conjure a duplicate of target creature in an opponent's graveyard. Why is there so much text on this? It's an odd assortment of 15 cards. Conjure a duplicate of creature. I mean, it's just like a weird negate. I can fairly reasonably convoke Pylon. Okay, so I can run Jace the Mind Sculptor. Other Jace. Possibly Narset. What does this do? Maybe this Liliana. Ashiok is moderately annoying to deal with. It is a lot of loyalty and can just, like, find things to do. I don't know, it's pretty deep. Oh, yeah. Aether Spark. Oh, it's not an instant, though. That's not very appealing. This is the... I mean, there's a chance you can race to a Kaito. I've done it before. Whenever you draw... It's not as good as the Jace, but it's okay. Still, like, kind of the same. I don't like this Teferi. It does set up the top of my deck sometimes. And I can do it repeatedly. But they all kind of do that. I remember this one. I missed this one. Saw so much play in Standard. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, the lands. Ugh. Every time. There's not a lot of fancy lands I think are appealing. Waterlogged Teachings. Maybe. Gemstone. So Curious Form or Obsession. I think I'm actually gonna try these. Yeah. Alright, so... Okay. Holy pile of cards. What have I done? I don't have Treasure Cruise in here. I kind of just don't like Misspine Click. 4-mana 4/4. Flash. I'm not championing anything. You don't even really want to champion your own commander. You just don't want to do that. So I don't know about that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna play it. Okay, Discover the Formula is also a bit ridiculous, actually. I don't care about protection spells. I think I want more removal. Or just insert generic good mythic that I own. Virtue of Persistence. What is the... Oh yeah, Palantir? Palantir? Oh yeah, what does this do? It's a Disperse and a Thoughtseize. Nah. I really... Oh, Opposition Agent does have Flash. It does have Flash. Let me look at cards with Flash. I didn't actually do that. I did not look at cards with Flash. Yeah, it's gonna give me flashback. It's gonna be annoying, but still. Cards with Flash. Yeah, Brian Bourne is a card. Malcolm is also interesting. Maybe more than Time Stop. Malcolm would like Time Stop, but... Yeah, this has Flash. This has Flash. Okay. Okay. Snapcaster Mage is interesting. Actually, a lot of the Flash cards... Alright, this is the interesting pile of things. I see now. I forgot about Subtlety. Wan Xin Tong. No, that's not... It's not very good. I believe this does not have Flash. You can just cast it as though it does. So that doesn't work. Although maybe it... No, I don't think that it's been eroded. Maybe it has. Yeah, I don't think we're playing Hullbreaker Horror. If anything, I gotta take out stuff that costs more than 4. I don't know what world I'm casting Breaker. It's not impossible, though. I've done crazier things. Is this Flash? Oh, eh. I do like this one. Talking about expensive, funny things. I like this. It also shuffles the top of your deck. This is a good thing to see on top repeatedly. You just keep doing the Omen over and over. Like, it's actually really good to see. But you're not likely to, but still. It's not like it can draw itself. Sea Dasher could just be the Curious Obsession that I want, because it's got Flash. I don't think I want these, but I could just replace Heartless Act with one, and another removal spell with another, like Shieldred's Edict. Like, it's the same, except slightly more efficient. I don't like Rattle Chains. I think we want Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to say we want it. I also maybe want more removal. Ward Waterbend 4. Whenever an opponent draws their second card, draw 2. So it's Consecrated Sphinx at home. Oh, Psychic Frog? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I mean, oh, no. The card of all time. And I miss Thief of Sanity. Rusko's interesting. Well, maybe not. Well, it kind of is. Yeah. Okay. Into the Story is 7? Or is it... Yeah, it's 7? Look, I think it's good, alright? I think it's going okay. It can win, so that's a plus. Maybe I just don't like Rankle. I'm not feeling like I like Rankle. What is... Right. Maybe I don't want Flare of Malice either? Maybe I don't want Flare of Malice. I think Commandeer's gonna stay for now. I could take out Opt and not feel bad. That's reasonable to me. I could take out a land. I actually haven't taken any lands out, and I have a bunch of MDFCs. Boop. Or I'll take out more than one land, too. Oop, I didn't mean to say can't. I don't even know how to spell Aang. Alright, we did it. Something is in front of me, and it's a legal deck that you can queue with, so... We're here with Oura, the Imitator. 3 mana 2/2, flash flying, lifelink. As long as the top card is a fairy or instant, you can look at it and cast it. So, if it isn't one of those things... I'm pretty sure you just can't see it, because alchemy cards are weird. So if it's not one of those, it just is face down still. And then you can cast fairies at instant speed. So it's like a... There's a blue-white version of this that is about the same, roughly. The fairy package is okay. There's not a lot of enticing fairies at all to me. I don't even like the Bitter Blossom or the other Bitter Blossom. I don't know what making a bunch of 1/1s even does. But it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not playing them. But there are some interesting fairies. If I can type. I can't type. There's this, which can be cool. And I suppose the Venser Fairy, and then this thing. I don't like the 4 mana 4/4 champion a fairy card, because I don't really want to champion this thing, and I don't have a lot of other fairies to champion, so I don't like it. There's an interesting one too, like Faithless Agent's cool, because you get it back and it happens again. That's kind of neat, I guess. But for the most part, eh. So yeah, there's not really a lot of fairies, and some of these I'm not even 100% on, but... Okay, they're there. You know, we can sometimes cast them off the top. It's mostly just a blue-black flash, flying, annoy your opponent with counter spells and removal spells kind of deck, with some planeswalkers in it. I could take out planeswalkers and add curiosity effects like Curious Obsession and stuff because they're way cheaper. And ideally, I just keep the way clear for a small creature to fly in and draw 2 cards a turn, which is very good. But I don't know. I do have curiosity for now. Sometimes you can't swing and then you feel really bad, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, there's planeswalkers and stuff. I'm gonna play in the midweek thing because I feel like that's a more reasonable place to play this deck. And the midweek thing is exclusive to these commanders. so no real fellows. That's certainly good. I don't know. I don't have much to say about this one other than it has cards in it. How do you get to the stupid midweek thing? For some reason, the midweek thing isn't, like, front and center. Wait a minute. Is it gone? Is it done? Oh, maybe it just ended. I must have. I don't see it here. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. It ended. Okay. Oh, never mind then. Regular Historic Brawl it is. Real Fellows back on the table. Real Fellows back on the table. Oh boy. I thought the midweek thing was still around. That happened to be with Pauper too. I always forget the end time. I sat down to play more Pauper and it was gone. And I was upset. What is this one? Oh, that one. I don't have a black source turn 1, so if they play a mana dork, I kind of just lose if I can't kill it. Sort of. Alright, well that's the one I couldn't kill anyways. I mean, it's still the, like, 1 into 3 I win mono green thing that I was trying to avoid today. Okay, well, the game just ended on the spot. Hope everyone had a good time. My opponent could play kind of any commander there, or anything ever in the command zone as a mono green deck there, and I would have just lost. But I couldn't kill Lane of Royals anyways. I didn't have an untapped black. Oh, excuse me. Maybe Venomous Changeling is a bit out there, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at it now. Oh look, I get to kill the 1-drop this time. Isn't that just crazy? Isn't that just bonkers? Oh, please cast it again. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's, yep. That is a very strange use of Dark Ritual there. Well, now they'll never cast their commander again. When this dies, if it wasn't blocking, draw. Okay, let's, yeah, we're just doing the thing at this point. I'm not gonna flash it in. Sephiroth. Well, that's rude. Alright. Look at that. Asking what our win condition is? There you found it. Double removal counterspell. Let me find out what was over it. Get Schmieded. Aether Flux. Yeah, that's another... yeah, Aether Flux Reservoir. Goat Storm. Jeez. What have we done? I'm glad it's possible. I'll say that much. Alright, this Glenn Alendra's answer is looking suspect. I think I'm going to reevaluate that one. Man, I'm on the draw again. What is going on? On the draw again. I like this commander. One of my favorites from the set. Breh. Do I want this? Do I want this? I think I do. Unless, of course, I don't. Well, that would have been extremely useful last turn, but, you know, such is our ways. Do I just counter anything? Legendaries have ward? No, that's fine. Ideally, my commander lives, but it's not really looking too promising. Okay, it did. Do I carry on? Oh, that was... Look at that. Immediate value. The first time my commander entered play. Instant value. Teferi's Protection. Let's go ahead and... Whoop, put that where it can't hurt me. So I can counter their commander with Flare, and I think I should, because their commander is quite scary here. Can't play Cryptic Command. I think I'm just passing. Steel Seraph. I will counter literally any card ever. Okay, that was a good draw. That was a good draw. Counter draw. I don't know the last time I've played Cryptic Command. Couldn't tell you. Do I play this first? No, that's not worth it. I can't take myself off of blue mana. Let's do Fairy and pass. We're doing the thing. That's fine. Okay. Is this a good idea? I don't know why they're doing this. They must have a counterspell or something? I don't know. That's a bit strange. I actually genuinely want more blue mana. So that's kind of surprising. I can let that resolve, and I can just cast this. I have a way to kill this with Drown in Spaghetti. Let's go to combat first. Draw. Yeah, I'm just going to kill it now. And then pass. Alright. We got around to Teferi's Protection, which, I mean, it wasn't like... It was just a 1-for-1 protection spell, so... Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See, it doesn't... It's one of those decks where, like, you don't need a win condition. Your entire deck is a piece of a win condition. Like, Remand's your win condition. A 1/1 with Phyrexian Arena under is a win condition. It's just, you just poke your opponent at very annoying times and they give up. But, yep. Steel Seraph is a strange one. I don't think I've seen that one before. Fairy Storm? I also didn't get to really play the cards on the top of my deck too much, because I had to leave up stuff the whole time. So I'm going to take out Alendra's Spaghetti and ban this spot in my Twitch chat. Wish there was like an... You know what I should do? I should just give Goat mod powers, and then Goat can just ban people for me. Make a tyrant out of him. What did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, you... I don't know. I'm still okay with this changeling. It's so fun. I can't take it out. Maybe add another blue source? Probably. Yeah, it's my default word when I'm not thinking too hard about what it's actually called. I just default to spaghetti. I want to... What's another good instant speed blue spell? Deduce is cool. Lets me sift through the top of my deck, kinda. Oh, there's Get Lost? No, not Get Lost. Long Rivers thing? Long Rivers Spaghetti? Oh, there's also Signu Knowledge. So casting Signu Knowledge off the top of your deck is, like, the best thing ever, because you don't go... You go up a card, actually. You go up a card. I mean, you go up a card when you cast anything off the top of your deck, but you know what I mean. Alright, Jace feels too unrealistic at this point. I'm going to take it out. Flare was pretty good there. Peak? Do I have Peak in here? I don't. I could run Peak instead of Opt, I guess. I don't hate Peak. Choice of Fortunes is not a instant. It's not an instant. It's the same as Signu Knowledge, more or less. It's not an instant, though. There's Chart. I don't play a lot of lands, though. I don't feel like I do. What is this? Void Shatter. Exiling spells is pretty interesting. Thirst for Identity as a creature? Eh. You can't foretell from the top. Frantic Search is cool. That one works. Top 4, put one to your hand, the rest in your graveyard, and then counter something. I don't think I'm too upset with milling myself. It sets up for, like, dig through time. I don't have Treasure Cruise in here, right? Maybe I want Treasure Cruise? I don't interact with my graveyard. I could also potentially just run Reanimate as a card without, like, Entomb or anything. Something like that. There's a counterspell for each creature I control spell. No, that one's not great, no. Alright, I want a counterspell. That's what I want. So which one? It can't be a 4-mana one. I think I have all the good 2-mana ones that I like. I'm not going to play Mana Leak. I mean, Mana Leak is fine, honestly. It really is fine. Maybe we try Mana Leak. I give it more credit. I think Mana Leak is okay. Like that last game we played, actually, pretty much every single game we have played, Mana Leak would have countered everything that had been cast in all of those games, so I think it's fine. Especially if the first 3 turns are, like, the most deciding factors of every game this format. So... which I guess isn't that unique to Historic Brawl, to be fair. Oh, now there's something in my eye. Ugh, there's always something. I can't see. No wiping your eyes at the wheel. Might accidentally Doomblade my own commander. Bro, the queue times. The queue times. What is going on? What is happening? I am pretty convinced if you're in the queue for too long, you will start to see different brackets. It does broaden your search. I'm pretty convinced of that. Well, this hand has stuff in it, but it doesn't have anything to do with my commander. But that's okay. We shall see. They thought about their keep for a while, so maybe no green 1-drop. I feel like that would make you snap keep it, so... You should probably play your cards first. No, it doesn't matter what order. It doesn't matter. This is fine. What did they exile? Grizzly Salvage. Okay. I think you want to take Snapcaster. No, you don't. I would probably take Snapcaster as Muldrotha. Probably. Probably. I'm not going to expose the card I drew. As much as it's kind of reasonable to actually expose this, because why not? Alright, they took a counter spell, and then they just found a your spells can't be card anyways. Interesting. Each player mills 3. Okay, I don't think that impacts me that much in a significant fashion. If anything, it makes the Snapcaster better. Alright, so now they know Archmage's Charm is online. Exile 2 cards, short. They take the Snapcaster targets. They do not take the Snapcaster targets. They left me with Wash Away. Huh. What's the bottom part? Return target creature, land, short. I'm a bit interested in just drawing 2, to be honest with you. It's a 3-mana add stuff. Sure. You got it. Alright, I'm gonna go for my commander. It would be a shame if they also had Wash Away on top of all of this, but that it does have flash, so you can function when that happens to you. Okay, the top card is not a flashing card. We can just swing and not overthink it. I believe that's what I'm going to do, yeah. I'm not going to find a tapped fetch land in this exact spot. Seems reckless. I wonder if I kill this on... Nah. Lotus Field here, a bit slow. Sure, yep. I mean, all they've done is cast ramp spells and grief. They actually don't know about Force Spike. It's kind of funny. Sure. Alright, so now we... That maybe not the best idea, given what you're up against. Yep, I could have surveilled that, or held priority there. Mystical Tutor. Yeah, we want to draw that, right? Of course we want to draw that. And then I can Mystical Tutor, like, Fatal Push and kill this, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't think of anything better to get with this than, like, a removal spell immediately. So I'm just going to kill their... I'm just going to kill this 1/3 right now. Okay. Let's swing. Play land. And they still have a pretty high amount of information. Unfortunately. Plague Crafter. Snapcaster Mage? Targeting, I guess, Mystical Tutor? And then just let this resolve? And then just not cast the Mystical Tutor? Until the end step. I could put a flashing card on top. Ideally something that's immediately castable. Yeah, Seek New Knowledge. Yeah. Beautiful. Can shuffle away this. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh, that makes me like this deck. Okay. That was the best thing I've ever done. I wish I could do that for the rest of my life. Sure. I mean, Village is a lot of mana to get to the thing. I'm gonna draw 2. Okay, we're making something uncounterable. That costs 3. Ashiok. Oh. Okay. I mean, you target yourself with Ashiok, right? You know, there's no reason to target your opponent with that. Can I gain control of that? What if I just gained control of this? This is a Muldrotha list. What if I just took that? It's probably better than my Ashiok, right? I guess I could take out a counterspell because they have the village. Yeah, what if I just stole this? And then just targeted them. And now they don't have a graveyard for Muldrotha. That's hilarious. Alright. And then I can play you. I can probably just block this as well. Which is fine. Yeah, I can recast my commander later. I can just block this. I don't want to kill it with a removal spell. I am just going to block it. I value that. This is fine. It turns my commander into a removal spell on top of whatever else it's done this game. Avatar. Okay, well, opponent, it was already uncounterable. Oh, sure, they're doing something else, I guess. This is an avatar? Oh, it is, yeah. Would have named Elemental, maybe. Okay, well, there goes that. Is there anything under here? No. It's only creatures, right? Yeah. Yeah, no drown. Excuse me, no drown on the lock. So these don't matter too much to me with their commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that much, at least. Do I play Psychic Frog, or do I wait? I'm gonna play Psychic Frog. Yeah. Okay. I can still do stuff. Okay. Yep. Fetch land? They only have 2 mana. Do you fetch instantly? Beautiful. Alright, so down to 1 card. 6 in graveyard. What if I just killed it? No, we should shut it down completely. Yeah, alright, there you go. So now you can't get the Plague Crafter. That's fine. That is fine. I'm not gonna fight over that. Wait, I should look. What did I get? Still nothing. Okay. I got Canker Bloom. That could be useful. Let's draw a card here. Get rid of land. Snapcaster Mage. So I can't, like, reanimate it. Let's swing. Land, and... what does this do? Okay. I mean, Search for Ensconce is annoying, but it's really slow. Like, really, really slow, and I don't think Muldroth is playing this let me have my Ensconce card every turn for the rest of the game. But I could have countered it. It might come back to bite me. Okay. Yep. Cast my commander. And then, I guess also this thing. Sack the 3/1. I don't think taking Canker Bloom matters too much. Still no creature? Come on, man. Alright, so let's exile 3. Oh, come on! Yep. Ashiok? It can exile my graveyard for Psychic Frog. Is that all it does, though? Do I let this go? Yeah. Kill that. Does this have to hit players? No, it doesn't. That's funny. Well, that doesn't really do anything on the top or Cassie or whatever, so... I should still probably just cast it. Yeah, I just cast it. Canker Bloom just doesn't really do anything. I'm just going to plus again. Did I get a creature this time? Necrogoyf and a ramp spell. Let's go to combat. I think Ashiok is fine to let live, and I just swing face. I gotta start killing my opponent. And pass. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Maybe the good cards have actually been exiled or milled? Literally over half their deck is missing? Actually, I don't even know if I would have countered this. Maybe I wouldn't have countered that. Depends what the cards are. I guess we'll find out. What is Scholar doing? Blowing itself up, taking an extra turn. The 5-mana Shieldred. And then return all lands to the graveyard. Alright, so I guess I'll just take out the Scholar. Let Shieldred resolve, and then counter the lands. How many lands are in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I should counter that. I think their mana count actually matters here. So I'm going to counter that. And then you can have a Shieldred. And I can't cast that side of it. Let's do... I think I'm just going to let that chill. Sack this thing. What is the creature? Necrogoyf? Sync is weird. I can bounce the Shieldred and then hit them. I kind of value that. And I just target them again with this. Land, reanimate. Ugh. Go face. I'm not going to discard a land. Play that. I should shuffle now for more information. Oh, I can't. It shuffled anyways. It shuffled anyways. That's so funny. It actually still shuffled. Alright, so Memory Relapse is on top. That's actually hilarious. Alright. That's so funny. Yep. Yep. Toxic Deluge for 4? What is this doing? Okay. One, two, three. There is nothing to be done about that. I don't think I have time to get this in play is the problem. Draw land. Ugh. Nethergorf isn't doing anything. Neither is Rejuvenator. And really neither is Cankerbloom, so guess I'm just plussing. And then land pass. Nothing I can do about that. That gets rid of my Ashiok. There's nothing to do about that, so it's gone. They have 21 cards left. Which, I mean, I could still very easily. I don't think it's going to go to decking. Excuse me, I don't think it's going to go to decking. Reclamation Sage. Sure. Yep. Stifle? No. Oh! Come on! Okay. Okay, that has flash. 5 plus 3. It has flash. That does have flash. which is technically kind of okay because it turns into a creature, but it doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. Yep. They have the Vindicate in the graveyard. Sure? Okay, that doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. Sure. Sure, let's play this thing. Did I win? I think I just won. They shouldn't have swung. I think I just won. Oh, they gain a life. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Shouldn't have swung. Also, I should have said, oops. It shouldn't have swung. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. How many? 18 cards left. Wow. What a game. What a game. Miraculous. Absolutely miraculous. So, the one major decision line was like letting Escanta resolve or not, and I feel like it was right to. I did use the removal spell on their commander, and I think that mattered. So, I think letting them have Escanta was just worth it. The Ashiok doing nothing, though, is just so, like, depressing. Like, I never had a creature that was worth putting in play, which feels rather unlikely. There are a lot of things I could steal that could matter. I mean, even Ice Till would be good. Like, there's so many good cards I could have stolen with that Ashiok, and I just didn't see any of them. I mean, they tried to go for an Emergent Ultimatum, and we still won. Wow. Opponent's going to be feeling this one for a while, probably. Oh, man. Beautiful game. I also had kind of lethal with this, and then Tails ending on their turn, which is another point of life loss, right? And I... Oh, wait, no. I lose a life. Never mind. I thought my opponent loses one life. So, yeah. Crazy. Get me to... Get wrecked. Oof. That was tense. They just played that. I wonder if they grabbed it from the store just now. Probably. Oof, alright, well, that's the game. We found the game. Probably won't have another game like that. Oh, boy. Man, if I had Jace there, too, Jace would have been... That would have been alright, actually. Nah, it wouldn't have been that crazy. Oh, green 1-drops. Wow. You're so good. I have no answer to it. Oh no. Okay, I found one. And I think I'm absolutely playing it. Oh, another green 1-drop. Fun. Can't kill that one. Oh, another green ramp spell. I'm totally a part of this game. What I've done has mattered so far. I can't play anything now because my opponent has 5 mana instead of, you know, a normal amount of mana by this point. So now I just can't play the game. Watery Grave. Do I just pass? I guess I just pass? Bitter Blossom is only really annoying with their commander, and that's really about it. But I have enough stats to not care too much about that card, really. I don't think I care about this either. That's fine, right? I think that's fine. Oh, we have a counterspell now? Of course we do. Yep. See the power of ramping endlessly? And your opponent can't do anything about it? Well, at least there's no Cavernous Souls. I don't really want to get rid of any cards in my hand, though. You have another counterspell? Come on. Jeez. Alright, well, this is, like, 100% perfect. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Literally 100% perfect. Perfect. Like, they're out of cards right when they have the perfect end of everything they've done. So, you got it. Perfect ramp spells, the thing that gives you infinite value with your commander, where it otherwise wouldn't matter. Perfect double counter spell, and then a removal spell, which at least this card didn't matter. This one didn't matter. It could have been a land or anything, but you got it. 100% perfect. Every single card was the best thing they could ask for every time they cast it, except the binding. Which still was a ramp spell, but again, the binding could have been anything, so I would argue it's maybe one off perfect. They were on the draw, too. My opponent was on the draw. If they were on the play, we probably wouldn't have had a game last that long at all. Probably would have lost immediately. Well, every time that happens, I just say it again. Ban the green 1-drops. They are stupid. There's no reason to do anything there. I don't think I'm cracking this fetch land. I'm a bit paranoid. How does this deck work without its commander? I think we can, but I don't know if my opponent does as efficiently as we do. I feel like this draw-go game favors the removal spells, but I could be wrong about that. I am curious. Alright, yep, get wrecked. I think I favor... This draw-go game favors me. Like, you can't do that with Katara in a blue-black flash deck. Like, either my opponent realized that, or they just didn't want to play it out because they knew it was going to take too long or something. But I think I'm just absolutely crushing a Katara player that does not want to play it really fast, because we want to play that game, and I think I play that game way better than they do. So, get wrecked. That's actually funny. I didn't think about the Katara matchup. That is funny. But who knows? It's not like I'm 100% chance to win or anything. Right? They can still win, I'm sure. With cards. Ow. I forgot Subtlety was even in my deck. Does this cast it or put it into play? Why do all of these 1-mana... Every single 1-mana commander I've played against is always on the play. It's kind of annoying. Okay, it looks like I won't have much of a game anyways. Alright, well, that's that then. I just didn't have a hand anyways. Makes that easy. I don't know how that matchup looks, but it probably feels fine. Probably feels fine. I don't know, I don't have a problem with counterspell wall decks. I mean, I'll complain when they're beating me, like everyone else, but I don't really have a problem with them. I have a problem with Llanowar Rails. I think Llanowar Rails is 10 times as egregious as anything Katara could conceive of doing. That is another land, but it's not the right color. This doesn't find lands, and it doesn't shuffle. So I can't keep this. I just can't keep that pile. This is the 3-mana Athreos. So it's creatures on their end that have to die for this to matter. So I would kind of prefer it to be a creature deck in a... and not anything but that. Let's actually consider instead of that thing. Lands are cards. So I'm told. There's no way they cast their commander, so... Am I casting mine is the question. Let's do this. And do... I almost want to do land. I think I do land. Alright, yep. It's probably another game where they think they can just hide behind removal, but I don't have to play into it. I can do a draw-go thing. Oh, this is actually pretty nice. This is like the second or third time this has happened, too. Like, they expect you to cast their commander and you don't, and then they just, like, literally do nothing except play a land and draw a card. That is the best case scenario for me. I think I do name land here. It's hard. I do have a land in hand, but I don't have another. and I don't want to run out. So I think land is right. I could find a card that draws. That would be ideal. Could just trust my deck to give me lands for once. Could do that too. But, yeah, they just whiffed their entire turn, and then now I'm just not going to play anything, and they're going to essentially get, like, pseudo-time walked. Just how we drew it up, sort of. Just how we drew it up. I have no idea. Oh, this is the Bant Golos thing. I don't think that's a real hand. I think I'm going to take out Kaito. I'm noticing it has not done anything. I can take that out. Tasha against this deck is weird. The rest of this is also, like, not actual cards, so it's probably not a good idea to keep that. Probably. Green 1-drop, of course. It's hard to take issue with Katara when people are playing half of a Soul Ring every other game. Lumbering World Wagon. That, unfortunately, is a problem. So, I'm going to counter that. Unfortunately. Alright, look at that. The mono green deck couldn't play ramp spells and then gave up. There's your win condition. Oh, there's your win condition. Average game right there. Hey, I'm gonna take out Kaito. I also don't... What is this plus even? It's like unblockable? Yeah, I'll just take it out. I'm going to take out Kaito. I could probably take out Tasha as well. Tasha hasn't done anything. It could be difficult to stick Tasha. I do want some kind of Planeswalker threat, but the ones I have haven't really impressed me at all. Ashiok is okay. It just has so much loyalty. Liliana's good too. Maybe not the Veil, though. I don't know. Tasha's weird. It defends itself. Maybe it's fine. Malcolm? Is Malcolm not in here? Malcolm is in here. It's been in here since the start. Jace is okay. Yeah, I'm not moving Jace. I did say I wanted Dig Through Time. I mean, Treasure Cruise. I think Treasure Cruise is viable. Another counter spell is simply viable. Removal spell is okay. Yeah. Dismember is in the game. I guess. Dismember is a 3-mana card, right? Technically. Oh, is there another one? Yeah, Dismember's okay. That's alright. A negate, a heist, and a -5/-5. Hard to play anything and get 2 options, but is this good with just 1? Heisting is a bit odd randomly. Counter target non-creature spell. So negate, heist, or dismember. That's kind of okay. I mean, I'm not super big on negate, but I would almost maybe just prefer this over negate, because then I can do something else for 1 more mana. I think I said last time I really liked this card and was surprised I never see it played. I think that was the card I was talking about. But to be fair, to choose 2 is a bit difficult. But still, a -5/-5, a dismember and a negate on the same card. I think that is pretty good. Like, this is probably just fine if it didn't have the heist half, or heist third. Reanimate is solid. It's hard to reanimate like crazy, scary things, though, I feel. Um, another. Well, I did add one. I just had it dismember. I don't really like Brazenbauer or Vendilion Click. These could come out for better cards. Better cards. I really don't think I like Vendilion Click. It's alright, honestly. It's alright. I think Bauer is maybe slightly better than it, but still, I don't really care for either of these. Like, we don't have to play fairies just because our commander says that. The fairy half of this is 100% worse than the instant side. I almost wish they were just 2 counter spells, honestly. Same with this other fairy, the Snapcaster Mage one. Yeah, this one I haven't. I don't know if it's this thing's fault, though. It is. I mean, it's not Snapcaster. It costs 1 more. It, as far as I'm aware, it is identical to Snapcaster. It's worded weird, but it is the same. Pay X when you do cast target instant or sorcery with mana X from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Yeah, it's the same exact thing, except it's 3 mana instead of 2 mana. I don't know why it's worded like this, though. I don't know why it's worded like... I mean, it's not Snapcaster. It doesn't have Flash, obviously. But it's close. I don't like the Dimir Evoke card. I don't like a bounce. I mean, I'm thinking about taking out an instant speed bounce. I don't see why I would replace it with a sorcery speed bounce. Or a 2 mana discard spell, which doesn't take care of green 1-drops. And obviously I can't cast the 6 mana side of it. I don't quite like Ashiok that much. I like more removal, more counters. What's good at instant speed for card draw? What is instant speed card draw? I guess... I mean, even Charter Course is okay. Or the other one. Chart the Stars is okay. As well. The new one. The problem is, these 3/1 bodies are just not really that... I just don't care about them. I just mostly care about their text boxes. And there's better cards, if that's all I care about. I don't really at all care about these 3/1s flying in for funny damage. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out Ashiok. Yeah, we're taking it out. And I'll add Torrential Gear Hulk. I guess it's more reasonable than... I don't know. It's like slightly more okay than Hullbreaker. Kind of. I mean, you saw like 10 games in a row where the game is decided by turn 3. So I don't know if adding 6 drops matters. Cards I won't get to 9 out of 10 games I play. This is a turn 3 format. We're not a green deck. What is this pile? Oh, flash. Okay. 3 mana black spells is this pile. Okay. Three steps is okay. Every piece of 3 steps feels fine. Ledger Shredder is interesting, at least. I do like this card. It's a sorcery, though. Draw 2, then discard 2, and then blue cards in your hand have evoke. This is... Oh, you discard 2. I didn't know that. You discard 2 cards. So you go down a card to cast it? You go down a card to cast this, and then go down further to have, like, I don't know, a cheated out Atraxa or something. Man, it really doesn't like to keep cards in your hand. It feels kind of weird, but I guess that makes sense. I didn't realize you discard 2. I don't like this anymore. It's odd to discard 2, and then, like, the remaining cards are specifically to flash in or evoke out busted things like Atraxa. Which is probably why it discards 2, because if you hit a really scary card, you could just win outright. Like a turn 3 Sphinx or something. Like turn 3 Atraxa. But it doesn't stay alive, it is evoked. You just get the trigger. Atraxa just is almost card neutral, really, to be honest. Because you go down so many cards to do that. Hushbringer's funny. I didn't actually really think of Winter Moon, but Winter Moon against certain decks is pretty devastating. But I don't know. I want Winter Moon to be good. It's just half your opponents are green, and it doesn't do anything against green decks. Rhystic Study could matter, but it could also not matter. It can also not matter. Tome of the Infinite is pretty infamous. No bribery. This always costs 4, probably, so... Shark Typhoon? Doesn't actually have flash or anything. Yeah, whatever. I found a card. Let's just move on. We did the thing. Just keep sending it. Is this the I must have a perfect curve one? No, it's the I must have one of the 4 flicker spells. I mean, this hand is all interaction. I kind of wish maybe one of these cards was a land. Does this deck play Yeah, of course it does. It's a green deck. I say, like, does it play, like... Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be a little surprised if it didn't, yes? They fetched for an island immediately. That's interesting. Okay. Does this deck do a draw-go thing? No, I don't think it does. Very few commanders do. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to do anything. Face down permanence you control enters. Okay, that's fine. So you manifest Dread. It's just the top of your deck. Yep. There's only 2 cards. I mean, I don't expect them to hit, like, the crazy nuts there, randomly. Dark Ritual into Commandeer is now a thing? Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? Okay. I was about to take Dark Ritual out. Hasn't really done much for me. Kaimil. Well, that is now my Kaimil. Whoa, let's cast the right spell, shall we? My Kaimil? Thanks. Well, that's beautiful. We'll see where it gets us. Kaimil's random, and I'm not going to set up a brainstorm for it because I don't want to lose anything in my hand. We can sink into stupor this thing. See what it is. It was just a land. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's no big deal. Subtlety? Subtlety? Alright. My spells are uncounterable, right? Spells you control can't be... Yeah. We knew of... At least I have a high degree of confidence that there was some kind of 3-minute counterspell. So... stealing Kaimil was... I actually had to do something about Kaimil. I forgot it means your entire deck is uncounterable. Kaimil's weird, though. It is a 6-minute... Like, you can't play this to make cards uncounterable, because it costs 6, and it itself can be countered very easily as a 6-minute card. Excuse me. But, I mean, if it did resolve, I was losing access to a fair amount of cards that I could draw, and this Flare probably just does nothing, but cool. I'll take that. That was funny. It was with a brainstorm, with a Dark Ritual, which I think I'm going to take Dark Ritual out. I kind of forgot it was in the deck. It hasn't done anything other than that one time, and that one time just now, it didn't need to do that. So, I think I'm taking it out. I mean, it's okay to have like a turn 2 Tasha, but eh. It's not even a turn 2 Jace, actually. I already have Force... Yeah, I have Force Spike. I could run Peak. Peak is interesting. I don't know, I have a pretty good, fairly solid read of what people are holding in their hand, though, so... I don't know if Peak is that exceptional. It's still just a cantrip. That is an instant for my commander. It's reasonable. Reasonable enough. I don't like Stern Scolding. What's the new... Is it like a lesson that... Is it Into the Flood Maw? Is that what I'm thinking of? I thought there was like a lesson that did stuff. Yeah, this thing. Bounce anything, and if you control it, draw. Is that... Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense. I don't think so. What am I, like, actually picking up? There's some things in my deck that are okay to pick up. But... eh. Alright, never mind. Thought there was something there. Evening indeed. I don't quite like Censor. Definitely not Unsummon. I did say consult the spaghetti charts. Maybe you could try that one. Do I like that, though? It's kind of hard to kick it. Deduce could just simply draw more cards than this. Because I can't really find great windows to kick this. And Deduce splits it up so I can, you know, draw twice, but for 2 mana and still leave up mana. I don't know, I kind of prefer Deduce. I could sort of do both. Maybe. I don't know, I'm feeling Deduce. I'm feeling deductive. Well, you run cantrips to keep them, I guess. This is the 5-color Evoke Commander. Preordain. Both of these have text on them. Starting Town? Oh, okay. Green 1-drop. Wow. Literally 75% of the games today. Green 1-drop. I also can't put anything in the graveyard to kill it, either. I'd probably block it with Snapcaster if they gave me the option. But I guess they won't do that. I'm gonna just leave up my commander and let them have the hierarch. Badger Mole Cub. There is a fetch land in play. Alright, well, I'm losing to mono green. There's no solution to this. Yep. I guess it's, like, slightly mana neutral, because they lose the tapping ability. Gwenna? Well, there's not much I can do about that. Add 2 men of any combination. My opponent has literally done nothing but play green ramp spells. So. They didn't swing. Interesting. Well, Jace is good. It might not be a Jace situation, but I don't see uncounterable anywhere in play. And I have counter spells, so maybe the infinite omniscience on turn 5 is beatable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Literally omniscience. I'm not going to fight over mana dorks at this point. That seems beyond impossible. One card in the graveyard? Is that uncounterable? No, I'm tripping. Okay. Mole Drifter. That is not evoked. Yeah, that stops my attack, but I don't feel like I have much I can do about that, so... (3/2) enters target elemental you control whenever another creature you control dies. That is a very strange card. Let's get that. And I think I shuffle this. Yeah, I think I'm shuffling that 4/3. There's not really that much to bounce here, and it's a lot of mana to cast it. So I'm going to shuffle it away. Oh, hey, sweet, the dream, once more. Alright, well I have a bunch of cards. I have a bunch of cards. We can get rid of probably Jace or Liliana. I don't think Liliana matters. It could kill the Hierarch, but like I said, that doesn't matter. Jace is not castable though, let's be real. Okay, so they have a 3/3, which... I think there's a lot of value in at least killing the Badger Mole, because it shuts off a lot of mana. Yep. And then we pass? I should play Psychic Frog, actually. Can I? 4, 5? No, I can't. Let's just discard. Sea Dasher? I can't play Psychic Frog, that's not realistic. Ice Till with a fetch land. Counter draw or counter tap everything? I could counter tap everything. Could also just counter bounce something. Bounce the... They could just recast anything they want. Man, this is rough. Counter draw. Alright. Counter draw. I want cards. Especially when hitting a land drop is very important. That is a 5? Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. I would also kill that. Let's play this. Before things back. So, Fury is a problem. Guess I'm just gonna kill Gwenna here. Wait, that's an elemental? Oh, never mind. That's not how it works. That's not how it was worded. I can shrink Fury. But I think killing Noble Hierarch is slightly better. Maybe I can chip away at the mana here. And then just pass. Interesting game so far. It also fills the graveyard up for Drown in the lock, to be fair. What does that do? Draw cards equal to the number of colors. Okay. Let's unsummon that. Because they have 5 in the graveyard? Wait, I can just remand. Almost forgot. Almost forgot remand was there. I'm playing a bit slow. I don't normally do that, but normally I don't have a bajillion options. Yeah, now we can just kill Fury. Okay. Oh, it was an elemental. Why am I so dumb? Alright, let's do this chump block. And then Liliana can potentially do stuff. That was very stupid of me. Alright, that was the first, like, major mistake, I think. Let's kill that. Let's play that. Alright, Psychic Frog is now in play. And I think we can ponder. Whoa, that can get shuffled away. That was a good draw. I can reasonably swing. Yep. And what's on top? That thing? Sure. Yeah, that was a colossal mistake. Well, actually, you know what? It wasn't that big of a mistake, but it was a mistake. So, we just let Liliana go. I'm kind of in a winning position, and I don't need Liliana, and I don't want to discard my hand to Psychic Frog, so... Realm Walker. Let's get that in play. That was beautiful. Discard that? No, this thing? Yeah. Force Spike, get wrecked. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. That was nuts. Okay. Well, that was absolutely nuts. Not only did I keep up with this much mana, I turned it around and drew a ton of cards off of whatever it's called. How many cards did it draw? 5? It might have drew 5. It also drew itself, because I think I played it off the top of my deck. So it sort of drew itself as well. So it was like 6 cards there. That was insane. I just had so much permission. And I don't know if that was actually a mistake, but I could have traded instead of chumped. Let Fury kill this, and then... Yeah. So we should have been able to trade with our other Fairy Mastermind, and then post-combat, accept it that Liliana's going to die, and then we drown in the lock. This would mean my opponent has a Lenore I would not have killed, and the Force Spike would not have countered this. So it would have been different looking. The game would have been different, but this 3/3 would enter, and I could at the very least stifle it, and I probably would just simply stifle the trigger, or I could Snapcaster Mage. So I think I had it covered anyways. Yeah, so I think that was a mistake. But it didn't cost us. And not casting Psychic Frog, I think, was right. So, yeah, I think I played that pretty well. Okay. Sweet. That was a good game. That was a good game. And it was against a green player, too. Who had all the mana in the universe. Norin is the, whenever a creature you control becomes blocked. Yeah. This is probably too slow. Subtlety's alright. This is also kind of too slow, but I'm not going to go to 6. I don't know. Mono red is a problem. Mono red does struggle against a lot of the field, though, so you don't see it that much. It struggles really heavy against the green decks. They read their card here. They were reading that. Okay. I feel like I would not cast Generous Thing. That actually could matter. I'm going to say it might actually be a relevant card here. That's also a semi-relevant card. Alright. I don't really like this card here. Giving your opponent treasure tokens as an aggro deck, not really the best trade-off for damage. In my opinion, at least. It's not going to matter if I can't play the game, and I'm just 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop aggro nonsense. Okay. This is a do nothing for 2 turns hand as well. So, we are losing substantially, I think, right now. But like I said, kind of an absolutely abysmal matchup. And I don't think Liliana does a too good a job at turning it around. Alright, maybe Cryptic Command does something. Something as in taps their creatures and maybe counters something that matters. Which is not their commander. Counter draw. Actually, we can just bounce draw, and it's about the same. This is a creature, right? Yeah. Sure. So, return in tap or return and draw? I think return and tap. So target the Plunderer. Oh, I could have waited till the token was in play. Alright, whoops. I don't think that matters, but was a mistake, I guess. So I can kill that, then they kill this, and then I have nothing. Alright, we finally got a card in the graveyard. I don't know. I mean, we're just slowly bleeding to death. I don't really have much I can do. This is not a great matchup. They also seem to have a removal spell and just don't at all care about my commander if I play it. There's like definitely some kind of burn spell or something. I don't know. Add red for each goblin. Alright, again, it doesn't really matter. That is a lot to go into Liliana, isn't it? Well, a lot isn't enough. Keeping it around might actually matter. In, like, the long run, maybe? I'm not sure. I think the only reason I'm in this game still is because they gave me treasure tokens. I would love to see a burn spell here. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of Ventilion Click. This is effectively the same as a burn spell. Opponent finds a removal spell anyways for Liliana. Of course they do. Why not? Why not? That's only fair, right? Why not? And I'm pretty sure we know of the removal spell that they've been sitting on since turn 2. Now I have to wait 1,000 years when they click it first. Yep. Not even gonna waste my time. Okay. Literally sitting on your braid since turn 2. Yeah, that felt like a non-game. I'm not doing anything that matters. I'm just doing absolutely nothing. Could have mulliganed more. I'm not even sure for what. Well, it's another example is why I think Vendilion Click is not good. Not good in my opinion. Let's play this. Land? Oh, that's also okay, I guess. It's also okay. Well, not every single green player will have it, so I'm sure eventually I can do something. This is an interesting fairy, but it only feels really good if I'm in the position that my commander's chilling and all that crazy stuff. Okay, sure, I'm not gonna make a move here. Actually, maybe I should just flash this in. Does it matter? Does my opponent even care? No, I'm not gonna flash it in. I'm not gonna do that. It looks like there's a removal spell or something. There's no reason to play into it. Especially if it's my entire opponent's turn and they don't do anything. Okay, never mind. They did do something. Okay. Well, those are not mana dorks. That's just not... Those aren't mana dorks. I'm going to put away these two. And I think I'm going to shuffle them. Mystical Tutor's alright, I guess. Mystical Tutor's alright, especially if I play my commander and I can even get access to that card at the same time. Alright, maybe these are fine. Maybe these are fine. We're still just staring at each other. I don't think there's anyone definitively ahead. Delighted Halfling. Oh, great. Of course. Well, that's dumb. Okay. So they can pick up their thing at some point? I'm gonna get rid of this Force of Negation. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. And I don't think I'm Mystical Tutoring. Nope. So, pass yet again. Is Adapt a sorcery? No, it's not. Okay. They did not adapt inside of combat. That's a bit strange. Okay. This finds what? It has to find a creature? Okay. They get Glenelendra Guardian? Flash? What? Okay, well, yeah, sure. You got it. I'm gonna cast my commander now. And you have that, I guess. Let's do... Okay, that was a good hit there. Let's hit the... Remove a counter from this. Negate. I'm going to kill the... that thing. And I'm going to just draw. I'm not going to overthink this. Cryptic Command on top is pretty colossal. I think I'm saving myself more life by not attacking. That's not true. No, that's not true. We're swinging. That was a lie. Well, they grabbed what they thought was one of the better cards to hit, so that's, I guess, out of the way now. Fundamentally. So, counter and draw? Wait, what? Okay. A bit interesting use of that, but yeah, that makes sense. I suppose. It is a 4/5? Okay. I'm gonna play this and probably chump block here. Okay, chump blocking is a bit less interesting, but I'm still gonna chump block. And pass. On that, let's go to swingies. I'm trying to turn a corner here. The old 2-for-1 Scorpion. Beautiful. Look at that. Just casting cards off the top. That Scorpion was going to 2-for-1 him too. I killed 2 creatures with this. Or rather stopped the second one from swinging. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, they just didn't go for Delighted Halfling, which I thought they should have. And they didn't. Wow. Alright. GG. This deck is good. I like this deck. I mean, it wasn't an elf fairy thing. It was a fairy thing, so... a bit different. What has fundamentally done nothing? I think I'm taking out... It seems like every game we're just not playing, like, sorcery speed bombs. So, like, Jace and Tasha just don't feel like they're doing anything any game ever. Honestly, Liliana almost feels the same as well. Same with this thing. I really didn't have any window to reasonably cast this. Mana value, power, or toughness. I don't even know what the right number is. 3? It's either 2 or 3, I think. It could also maybe sometimes just be 1. It's probably 2, though. It's 2 or 3, I think. 1. Oh, you can't name 1. It has to be 2 to 9. So, yeah, 2 or 3. like in my deck, its 2s and 3s are almost the same, except we have the added thing of power and toughness being more likely 2 than 3, so 2 would be the right name in my deck against me. I don't know. I could also just not play with it, so I can't possibly mess it up. I really don't want Swan Song. The 2/2 you give your opponent is unfortunately very relevant. Unable to scream and witness protection could shut down a commander as well, maybe? They are 1 mana blue spells. They stop, like, Llanowar Elves too, I guess. Never really upset with those cards. Although I would almost prefer instants and stuff just for my commander. Has anything else not worked? Or rather, not done anything? I've yet to cast Dig Through Time. Oh, you can name one? A number between 1 and 10? Shouldn't it say between 0 and 11 then? Choose a number between 1 and 10. Choose a number between 1 and 10. Choose a number between 1 and 10. I can't seem to make it make sense in my head to where it intuitively means 1 and 10. Oh, I guess it kind of can. Like, from anywhere between X and Y would imply X and Y are also variables. Like, yeah, there's any... From edge to edge, anywhere between oh no and absolutely yes. If someone said that to you, they would mean oh no and absolutely yes are also options. That sounds more like something you vocalize as a saying more than it is in text form. Like, if someone typed it out, it doesn't seem right. But if you vocalize it, I guess it can make sense. I don't know what phonetically, is that the term? Phonetically? But, like, grammatically it doesn't? Alright, well, I mean, if it works, it works. I think it's still probably 2 or 3 that you name. Probably. Yeah, alright. I don't think there's anything else to change. I took out 2 4-mana sorcery speed cards that I have never found a window to play, and I keep shuffling them away with Brainstorm, so. It's this commander again. Oh boy. I think almost 1 out of every 3 opponents today have been this thing. Oh boy. On the draw, too. Okay. Well, that helps a little. Let's get rid of... I could get rid of Flare against this deck. Especially if it has the green 1-drop, like all the others. No, all the others but 1, rather. One of them did not have that. Okay, this one doesn't have it either. Let's play... I think I'm going to play Black Market. If I don't play it now, I probably will never play it, so I should just get it now. And I could probably make the first 3 too. Maybe. Maybe that's not even right. Maybe I don't even want a 3-2, actually. I'm not going to subtlety that. I made subtlety, unfortunately, fairly obvious, but... Yeah, I don't think I need to draw unless I miss a land. I expect this game to go on a while, and I should be exceedingly conservative with my mana. Life total, I mean. Not my mana, that's fine. Well, they've played 2 mana sources a turn. Turn 2 onwards. Make that 3. Why are we playing this? Oh, it is an elf. It is an elf. Okay. Alright, alright. It's an elf. Interesting. Top card is a land and a thing. I guess I'll keep it. I'm not too concerned with them attacking me. In fact, they haven't been interested in it. So yeah, I really just don't want to play the... make a 3-2 game. Am I just hard casting Subtlety? Does that counter through Cavernous Souls? It does. Alright, so we cast this first, and I think I'm getting rid of Force of Negation? I could get rid of this. It's hard to cast. Just where I wanted to see. Do I play this? Just to draw? I lose my treasure tokens. I think I should play this. Just to draw it. It's exceedingly difficult to get any value out of it, so... Alright, treasure. And I guess draw? Elvish Archdruid is probably an uh-oh, no-no, because it also buffs everything else. This is a bit of an issue. Okay, and then we pass. I have Mystical Tutor for... I don't think there's any spell that counters this from my deck, because it's uncounterable. So I think I let it go. And then they... I'm not going to stifle this. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I am. I'm going to stifle that ability. I'm going to Tails in that. That way they can't do anything. And I draw cards and stuff. And then I can just kill it as well. Or they just have another elf, because of course they do. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Oh, why not? Of course, of course, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Hits 2 lands. Lucky us. We have 4 cards in the graveyard. I think I should make a treasure token. That was a really good draw. I'm going to cast it now. We have a life-linking creature. I have a 2/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should just pass? No, I need to swing. I need to swing. With at least these 2. And then... Dig through time. Kill Priest of Titania? Yeah. We're gonna kill Priest of Titania. And then I'm gonna pass. That's way too much mana. Especially if the only thing they can do is Caster Commander. We're just, yeah. And we let that go. Steals Preordained, Seek New Knowledge. They can only cast 1 spell a turn. I could just Force Spike whatever they cast. And then they have to pay with the Servant. Which, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Why am I don't care about that. Tapping this doesn't do anything. Must cast Malcolm? Draw. Treasure token. Do I just play this off the top and bounce their commander? I mean, it's almost... Oh, I can't! I can't! Alright. Discard. You. Fly for almost lethal. It would have been lethal if I swung with a 2-3 last time, but I wouldn't have known that, obviously. Let's play you and pass. So if the only thing they do is cast their commander, they got nothing else to do. That does not matter, but I can just get rid of Force Spike. So... it's not many things I'm going to force of negation. Oh, and now there's Remand on top. Get wrecked. Oh. Oh my goodness. Bro, I'm beating the green decks. I'm beating them. Oh my goodness. Look at all the mana they had. And I'm just... through Cavern of Souls, too. Wow. The value you get off the top is nutty. I think I was right about that Black Sun's. Also, to be fair, I think I'm actually playing kind of good for once. I'm in my element, I guess. I love control decks. Love control decks. And it feels like this is a control deck with a creature commander that is not a planeswalker, and it's just doing things. Even with goofy fairies in it. Wow. Alright. That's... wow. Excelente. Alright. Alright. I've had my fill of this, though. I think I played like 5 games that are 20 minutes long each. Played some long games. But look, we beat green decks with this that had like 1-mana green openers. That... was almost half of the things I saw today, unfortunately, and I was kind of doing pretty well against them. I don't even have board wipes. You get there are... so there's a ton of value when you play anything off the top of your deck. I don't know if I've ever played the blue-white version of this. What does the blue-white version do? There's definitely a difference. How does the blue-white one read? I think it's a 3-drop. Is it this thing? You may look at the top card at any time. You may cast spells of flash or flying. Ooh. It doesn't cast instants. Okay, I didn't know that. Is there one that does? Maybe there's one that is. Well, this is the one I was thinking of. So it is extremely different. I thought the effect of casting instants off the top was already in the game. If it isn't, that effect... now existing is huge. I just thought it already did. But, yeah, instance off the top is just absolutely insane. You can't see the top card all the time, but that's perfectly fine, right? You're not fishing for information on the top like that. 99% of decks don't know the top of their deck. You're fine when you don't. It's just randomly you will have something on the top that is exceptionally annoying for your opponent to deal with. But I played long games against effectively big mana decks and just won. I did get pummeled by a mono-red aggro deck. Fortunately, at least, aggro isn't super popular because mono-green is a better version of aggro. I think I've talked about that before. You know, playing turn 1 Linear Elves is faster than playing like a turn 1 almost anything except Ragavan specifically. so it's just faster. But I was keeping up with them. When you have hard counters and you can get around, like if they can't pay for stuff, like even honestly Mana Leak on turn like 6 against a green deck, they're still trying to cast really expensive things. So Mana Leak still has value and it's viable as a thing to cast that late into a game. There is a pretty sizable difference between like miscalculation and Mana Leak. I think the 1 extra mana is rather significant. But apart from that, yeah, I was keeping up with decks. In control matchups, I feel pretty confident in. In fact, there was some that people just tried to do a draw-go thing, and then most people who do that with whatever it is they're playing. I think there was like a Tara player and someone else. When they're going draw go and not playing their commander, your commander has flash, and you are absolutely trying to play a draw go situation. So it feels like it favors me, and it's absolutely in my element. So I feel comfortable in those situations. I like those situations. I kind of wish we had more of those situations. This deck was really good. I didn't expect that. Because the past couple of commanders, and honestly, kind of to a degree, this one, it wants to play a creature type that doesn't have a lot of crazy cards in it, right? It was goats, which there really aren't any goats. And then it was, what was the next one? Elementals? Yeah, elementals, which there are more reasonable elementals than there are goats, obviously, but still, there's not many. And then there's fairies, which not many reasonably good fairies to play. I would say the best one by a metric landslide was just this thing. Just flashing it and then suddenly having a Phyrexian Arena on absolute steroids was excellent. You could probably play, and I didn't even really think of this, but you could play Katara in this deck because you do play your entire game plan on your opponent's turn. You can play Katara turn 2, and then if they don't deal with it, you just do the normal thing you're going to do anyways, and you're going to get experience counters. And you can't recast Katara to have those experience counters matter again, but you could maybe play Necromancy and also maybe Reanimate. Probably not Entomb. You could play Entomb. Obviously, you could just play it, but I just didn't go that route. I actually ended up taking out the Planeswalkers because I found myself shuffling them away or discarding them or never finding a window to cast a 4-mana sorcery, which is, I talk about that a lot when playing Kaito. Kaito, and really anything like Kaito. I guess Katara, kind of. You're not really playing anything at sorcery speed in like a blue-heavy counterspell deck and then passing the turn and just hoping your opponent doesn't windmill slam some massive thing that you can't deal with that goes back to you, and now you're screwed because you didn't leave up a counterspell. But, I mean, you do have removal here because it is also black, which is nice. It's significantly different from mono blue, but it's teetering on the edge of kind of the same thing happening. But, yeah, I really liked this deck a lot. Casting instants off the top is absolutely disgusting, especially with Mystical Tutor. You just put whatever you want on top, and then you can cast it. Yay! It's really nice. Commandeer felt reasonable. Subtlety felt reasonable. It gets around Cavernous Souls. Oh yeah, I beat Cavernous Souls like 5 times. Crazy. I beat Cavern in a deck that was fairly heavy in one creature type, so there was like a fair amount of things to beat. I beat like a 10-hour game against the uncounterable Muldrotha. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I'm a huge fan of this. I'll probably play it again. Maybe... See, I don't know. There's definitely more than 99 cards to put in here. I still think Treasure Cruise is okay. I never really... I don't think I ever cast Dig Through Time. Ideally, you don't want both in any one game. I think Dig Through Time is the obvious first one to go to, because it's an instant. As much as Treasure Cruise draws an extra card is nice. I think this one is better in that regard. But Treasure Cruise is reasonable to me. Apparently, according to chat and other people who know this card, you can name numbers 1 and 10. I don't know why you would name 10, but you can name the actual number 1. It's not just between 1 and 10, like 2 to 9. But I was saying you probably always just do 2 or 3 as your thing. I never played this. I'm trying to, or I guess I'll see in a second when I edit this video for whatever, but I think there were plenty enough scenarios where this would actually do something, but I'm not 100% sure. It is a 4-mana card and really can only be cast if my commander's in play. I'm never going to just cast this and pass. That seems completely unrealistic. So I don't know. And because of that, you don't really trigger it until even later, because you play your commander, you pass, you do something, and then you cast this maybe on their end step after this one, and that would imply that you didn't have to leave up your mana to counter anything, but let's just say you got to cast this immediately on turn 4. It's kind of okay, but it's not that great because it's still just turn 4, right? Like, your opponent might just be done with whatever number you would like to name, 2 or 3. So I'd have to really look at how many times this would have mattered after that turn. But I feel like it still would have, but I don't know. And because I'm uncertain about it, I think there's just better options. There certainly are other options to play, that's for sure. It's not like you have to do that. Psychic Frog is still Psychic Frog. This having Flash is absolutely hilarious, but it's something, that is a thing. It is a fairy, so it could flash in a mana rock. I mean, that's kind of cool. You're never upset with that, I guess. Actually, it becoming a 4/4 was relevant. That actually mattered for once. Very surprising. There's also the other mana rock that untaps on your opponent's turn. That could come in here too. It's from the Avatar set, right? I think that one is fine. I said I was surprised I don't see it as much as I do, but there's not too many decks that would love this ability, I guess. But this one kind of is. Kind of. Like, you tap it on your turn for something, and then it untaps on your opponent's, but you really aren't playing any game plan on your own turn anyways. I actually took out a lot of the sorcery speed things I would be doing on my turn, so I don't know. I would also say Search for Iskanta is a bit slow. It's just a bit slow. It does Surveil 1, which is okay, right? You can set up the top of your deck better for your commander, smooth out your draws, all the things that it does. But I don't know if I really like Search for Iskanta, because it's hard to tap it to activate it. I think it's itself and 3 other lands, so it's like 4 mana to activate Iskanta every turn, and that's 4 lands that you're probably using to counter and remove the things your opponents are doing. But it could go in here. This is where it would go, I suppose, if you were to play it. But Liliana's another one. I took out Ashiok as well, actually. Yeah, so Liliana's really the last one in here, I think. Kaito's gone, Tasha, Jace. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sorcery speed cards in a deck like this are awkward. It is also double black in a Cryptic Command Archmage's Charm deck. It's a little annoying. Maybe I even wanted to go down another swap, honestly. Or just 1 or 2 more 2-colored lands that I normally don't like. If it's tapped, you really have to assess if it's worth it. I still think it isn't, so... But I never really felt too color screwed. Maybe I was starving on blue more than anything, but it is... I don't know, it's got double black here, double black there. Is that it? That might actually be it. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fine. That's pretty fine, right? It's like everything else is effectively just 1 black. Yeah, that's fine. You don't even have to play this. You can just replace these with something else. But I like Murder Strider. This, though, I don't know. I don't even have Dark Ritual. I actually took Dark Ritual out. You could put it back in and just swear by it, and you're like, oh, I have these. And then you could put Entomb Reanimate in your deck with Dark Ritual. But I don't know. Drown in the Loch struggled sometimes, but Drown in the Loch usually eventually did something. The length of some games makes me like not Sink into Stupor. Whatever that 7-mana draw 4 is, but it costs 3 if your opponent has 7 or more cards in the graveyard. Into the Story, into the something, I don't know. I keep thinking about it and putting it in and out, but I don't know. I don't know. It felt like it's not good early, and then by the time it's good, it could have just been something else that could have helped you early that did something somewhat similar. I'm not sure. It's probably more of a EDH 4-player card. I really should actually get one on paper, to be honest. I do like that card. But it probably doesn't go here. This was weird too. There were a few times I had access to this and I'm like, oh, I just can't cast it. It costs 4, even though it has flash. It's like, and I'm never bargaining. So it is mostly just a Venser. That's a fairy, I guess. So I don't know if I would play Venser. I did not play Venser. So I don't know about this one. This is the kind of deck that I feel like is just happy with 1, 2, 3 mana cards, and I don't know if I ever actually did cast this. I'm not sure I did. There were a couple times I could have, but it would not have been the best thing to do that very moment. So I think it just like Jace, I was finding myself getting rid of it with like Brainstorm or milling it or shuffling it away with the fetch land because I just don't have the time to flash in this 4/2. I'm always just countering and removing things. So I don't know. I know it bounces something, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep saying I don't know because I struggled to find a window to cast it to have a stronger opinion on the card. But I think it's reasonable. You're never going to be upset with taking out a 4-mana card in your deck in Historic Brawl. You're just not upset with ever doing that. I will say I didn't really use this, but it's still a land, so it's probably okay. But I never really cast this. It's hard to cast this and then also cast the thing you, like, ideally don't. But if you desperately need something right then and there, this probably isn't going to help you because it costs 4, and then you need to have remaining mana to do it. Like, oh, they cast a game-ending spell. Let me cast this 4-mana tutor to find a 2-mana counterspell or something. But you do at least have Force of Negation and Subtlety and even Commandeer. These are free, so that can work with this, right? Maybe there's even something else. No, not quite. But I don't know, and it's still a land. Pylon is fine. I felt like because my commander can play sort of as a mana rock, Pylon was okay. Oh, speaking of mana rocks, that's right. Yes. This set? What is it called? Yeah, this thing. I forgot about it. This is okay. I don't really care about the stats or anything, but it is a land on your opponent's turn. That's fine. It's maybe more reasonable to simply play a mana rock, though, instead of this. I want to play this as a commander. I feel like this is very depressing to play against as a commander. Maybe because Qatar is around now, it's too late. I don't know. But, like, is Sapphire Medallion good? Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, we could have played Sapphire Medallion. I don't know about the... What's the black one called? Jet Medallion? I don't know if I would play Jet Medallion. It doesn't actually discount this. Jet Medallion's okay. It's alright, but Sapphire Medallion does discount a fair amount of things. Like a wall of this, these, my commander. I don't know. I didn't feel like... The more mana you put in your deck, the less things you have to do with those ramp spells. So if half of these 2-mana cards are mana rocks, I have that fewer things to play. I just got to the playable half faster, and maybe I could play more 4-mana cards or something. But I like just having, say, anywhere from 20, like 5 to 20 more spells. I just like that more than having 5 to 20 less spells and just more ramp. So, I don't know. I keep saying I don't know. I don't know. Sapphire Medallion discounts everything, but you have to take a card out. You're going to take out Mana Leak? Now you don't have a Mana Leak, but you have a Sapphire Medallion to discount the other spells. It's not like a Storm deck. I'm not trying to cast multiple things a turn, really. So, I would say probably don't want that. Probably not. But just stuff to think about, I suppose, now that I'm realizing this is actually pretty good. I'm going to put more thought into this and probably play it more. It doesn't replace Nashi for me. Nashi, I think, is still just the titan of the whatever this is trying to do. Mainly because it can play exploration and then just win. So Nashi is a bit different. It's got green. I keep saying every commander we're playing, like, oh man, if the goats were green. Oh, if the elementals had green. It's like, again, if this had green, if it was Sultai and you had access to exploration, it just changes everything about what this commander can do. But it doesn't. So not everything should be green. Ideally, there would be less green if it was up to me, but it's not up to me. But I really like this. I like this a lot. I think the Planeswalkers were wrong, and the more counters, card draw, and removal I added, the better I felt. The curiosities were weird, maybe? They only came up a few... Actually, there's only one now, right? Okay, there's only this one. Oh, no, there's seed spaghetti. Yeah, so there's two. I don't know. Like, these could have been something else. It didn't really feel like I was comfortably casting these and getting cards out of them. So they could be something else. Curiosity's still fine, right? Like the mono blue tempo deck would love, every copy of this. There's like 4 now that you can play that are different. Curious Obsession and all that jazz. It felt kind of okay. I was fairly consistently swinging with this, and it does actually have lifelink, which is funny. I think that saved me a couple games. You just steal 2 life return, steal 2 life return, steal 2 life return. So you could just put Curiosity. I mean, if you do stick it, you're way ahead, right? But ideally, you want at least 1 card so it replaces itself. You don't want to get blown out or anything by that. You could run the Bitter Blossom thing, which I didn't run. I'm not sure I even, with Curiosity effects, like the Bitter Blossom fairy or the Bitter Blossom card itself. I just don't think I like them. Even if they have flash, this is not a fairies matter thing other than giving them flash, right? It's not like it gives your fairies +2/+2. They just have flash, which is cool. But a lot of them already kind of have flash, and even more of them just don't really feel great. I was actually thinking about taking out Brazenborrower and Vendilion Click. I don't even really like them that much. You can't cast the Petty Theft off the top of your deck, if anyone's curious. You can only cast the 3-mana side. I learned that the hard way. It doesn't really change that much for me, but it is something to consider. I just didn't feel like those mattered. Right? I don't think they mattered that much. Really, the only major player here was this one. So, yeah, they could be more removal, more counter spells. You can play counters off the top of your deck, just like you would cast this off the top of your deck. Or Quick Study. Actually, Quick Study's perfect. Yeah. Quick Study's good there. I like Quick Stutter. If I can type, I did it. Yes, yeah, Quick Study's good. Or some other random instant speed thing there. I would like to have cast Quick Study. A lot of scenarios I'd probably like to cast it over Vendilion Click. It never really came down, or that much, in my opinion. It's not about, really, just like Katara, it's not about doing 25 damage. I don't even know if Katara has ever killed me. It's... It just draws 7 cards a turn. The game is over, unless you assume they might deck out or something. So it's not really about damage, and it didn't feel like it was here. So the 3/1s, while they're okay, maybe just better off as like, haha, I blocked and killed something of yours, and also got your best card out of your hand, or something like that. As opposed to, I now have a 3/1 that's poking you a few times. It didn't really matter that much. Especially when it's comparing itself to stuff like Psychic Frog, which I guess it could kind of one-shot somebody. It'd be a bit nuts, but it is possible. But yeah, huge fan of this commander. Huge fan. Definitely more ideas that I could add to this. So if you have ideas that I was not thinking about, let me know. Hullbreaker Horror didn't really feel like the kind of line I was going. The route, just like giant explosive funny things, didn't seem right. But maybe it is, I don't know. So, let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Before I say I don't know again, I gotta get